Are you thinking of taking that dream business trip and wonder if you could actually deduct it from your taxes? Well, guess what, my friend? You totally can. But before you pack your bags, there are a few things that you need to know to make sure that it counts and is fully deductible. So stick around, because today I'm going to show you how business trips can be tax deductible and how to make sure you don't run into trouble with the IRS. Now just imagine the classic business trip. You're at the beach with a pina colada in one hand, laptop in the other, and you're wondering, can I really actually write this off? Well, the answer to that is maybe, but it depends on a few key factors. Now, if you mess this up, your relaxing getaway could possibly turn into a stressful audit. But don't worry, I got your back. We'll make sure that your business trips are legit, documented, and fully deductible. How's it going, my friend? My name is Eric Neum, and I own a tax and accounting strategy firm. I help business owners just like you make smart financial decisions to help you save money and relieve stress. In today's video, we're going to talk about how business trips can be tax deductible. Now, whether you're heading to a conference in another state or meeting clients across the country or around the world, we'll break down how to maximize your deductions without raising any red flags. Are you ready to dive in? Well, let's go. All right, so you're probably asking me first, Eric, what makes a business trip tax deductible? So let's start out with the golden rule of tax deductible business trips. The trip must be primarily for business. This means that the main reason that you're traveling has to be related to your work, like attending a conference, meeting with clients, maybe scoping out a new location for your business. I also like using business planning retreats as a great documented reason. Now keep in mind, the IRS isn't going to let you write off a week-long vacation unless you can prove the trip actually had a business purpose. So you want to first make sure you keep records of your work-related activities. Things like receipts, itineraries, meeting schedules, the whole deal. You want to document them for record keeping. Now, I usually recommend that clients keep records of their trip itinerary that documents the days that you are conducting actual business purposes and actual business work. And no, just because you took a few work calls on your family vacation to Hawaii doesn't make that business trip deductible. So I bet you're wondering now, Eric, what expenses can I actually deduct on my taxes? Well, that's a great question. Let's talk about what we can actually deduct. Here are a list of common business travel expenses: transportation, flights, trains, car rental, or mileage if you're driving yourself. Lodging, things like hotels, Airbnb, or any place that you're staying on while you're on the road. Meals, your meals are deductible, but remember, only 50% of the meals are deductible. Conference fees or event tickets. If you're attending a work-related event or a Tony Robbins event, this cost can be a business write-off. And other business-related expenses during the trip, such as printing documents, hiring a local photographer for business headshots, these things can be also deducted. Now here's a pro tip. You want to keep every single receipt from your trip, whether it's paper or digital. This is going to make your life so much easier when tax season rolls around. Now you're probably wondering, Eric, what about personal time on a business trip? Now this is where things get interesting. What if you want to sneak in a little personal time, like zip lining or scuba diving when you're traveling for business? Can you still write off the trip? Well, the answer still is yes. As long as the primary purpose is business, you can absolutely enjoy a few days of leisure. The key is to make sure that you separate the business from the personal. For example, let's say you attend a conference from Monday to Wednesday, but decide to stay an extra couple of days to do some sightseeing. You could deduct the days of travel and lodging for the business portion, but the days of personal use, you're gonna have to cover those expenses yourself. Now just remember, you can only deduct expenses on days when you are actually working. And this is why it's important to keep a detailed itinerary showing business activities that you're engaging in during the work trip. Now some of you are probably wondering if you could deduct international business trips. And yes, you could absolutely deduct those too. There are some additional rules though. So let's take this global. Yes, international business trips can be deductible, but there's a few extra rules to keep in mind. Now first, just like a domestic trip, the main purpose has to be for business purposes. Second, if you're mixing business with pleasure abroad, you need to carefully track how much time you're spending on work as opposed to fun. The IRS wants to make sure you're not just jet setting around the world, On their dime, they get a tax deduction. So keep your agenda tight and business focused. Now, if your business trip is longer than a week, you could deduct the travel expenses only if the personal days are less than 25% of the total days spent on this business trip. If your trip is longer than a week, you could actually deduct all of the travel expenses. All right, so let's close this out. Are you ready to turn your next business trip into a tax-deductible win? You want to start planning now. Make sure that you document everything, because receipts, you want to keep track of your activities, because that's what's going to save you money come this tax season. Now, I have a free worksheet in the links below on a business expense worksheet. It's a super easy way to keep track of your expenses, and it's totally free. Just click on the link in the description. Well, I hope you got a lot of great and valuable tips when it comes to business travel and how to deduct business travel. So hopefully the next time you're sitting on a beach with a pina colada and your laptop and you're getting business done, you can also write this off in your taxes. Now, if you have any questions, I would love to see you if you could drop them in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, as well as the notification button or the bell icon to be notified every time I upload another awesome tax video. With that said, hope you have a great day. Keep saving money, because at the end of the day, it's not what you make, it's how much you keep. Take care.